Fred Hampton was the leader of the Black Panther Party in Illinois. In 1969, the FBI would place a spy, William O'Neill, to spy on Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party. He would soon become close friends with Fred and his personal bodyguard. On the morning of December 4th, the Chicago Police Department would raid Fred Hampton's Chicago apartment. Inside of the apartment, there were multiple Black Panther members, including Fred and his pregnant fiancée. The second the police entered the apartment, they would immediately start firing. The department would fire 90 rounds at the Black Panther members. During the trial of the raid, it was found that Fred Hampton was most likely executed by the Chicago police, as it was found that Fred Hampton was shot at point-blank range twice in the head. It is widely believed that O'Neill had poisoned Fred Hampton the night before the raid. This is because there are barbiturates found in his system, which can make people fall asleep and stay unconscious, which would have made it easier for the cops to kill him. Now, there were many reasons the FBI did not like the Black Panther Party. For example, J. Edgar Hoover, the director of the FBI at the time, said that the Black Panther Party was the greatest threat to the internal security of the country. The reason that Edgar Hoover said this is not because the Black Panthers were actively hurting people, but rather is because of their capacity to create a successful civil rights movement that could threaten the status quo that the FBI wanted to keep. The murder of Fred Hampton has a lot of connections to modern day. The connection I want to explore today is between how the FBI has treated the Black Panther Party and the BLM movement. The Black Lives Matter movement exploded onto the scene in 2014 after the fatal shooting of an unarmed teenager, Mike Brown, of Ferguson, Missouri. The FBI would then begin to track many of the activists involved in the movement. And supposedly in 2016, many activists claim that FBI agents had warned them against attending the 2016 Republican National Convention. Then in 2017, the FBI invented a new domestic terrorism term called the Black Identity Extremism Movement. Many of the extremists that they would talk about in this new category were part of the BLM movement. This echoes how J. Edgar Hoover would talk about the Black Panther Party being dangerous. FBI continues to harass and investigate BLM activists. For example, 4 organizers of the BLM rally in Cookeville, Tennessee, had unscheduled visits to their home by FBI agents asking them about their planned marches, their media posts, and if they had any connections to anti-fascist activists. All of these actions by the FBI show how there are still many issues with activists still being investigated by the government. This shows how the government is still at opposition with the civil rights movement. And instead of the government investigating or trying to stop the reasons why these groups are made, like the constant shooting of innocent Black men in America and the increasing amount of police brutality in America since 2010. Here are my sources.